All right, this week we lost one of the most beloved members of the Celtics family. I can never, ever say enough good things about Casey Jones. His pride right there. Casey Jones was the GOAT. You know? Olympic gold medalist. Two-time NCAA champion. 8 NBA championships in a row as a player. 8. 1 as an assistant coach. 2 as a head coach. Casey Jones was just a winner. That's all he did was win. He was the best, man. I could never give him enough respect, but I'm gonna try a couple of the Casey Jones song and some words from Bird and them for the champ. Man, we're gonna miss Casey Jones, but he'll still be here. He'll always be here.
Our season wasn't fulfilled because we did not play Philadelphia. My dream every year is get into it with Philadelphia, fight them, do whatever you have to do, and the best team will win. Then when we get beat by Milwaukee 4 games straight, that's embarrassing not only to us, but our fans and the city. There's no doubt about it.
But the playoff sweep uncovered a wealth of problems. The owner, tired of his routine lease troubles, decided to sell. The coach felt his welcome worn after 3 60-plus win seasons and a championship. A player key to the squad was about to become a free agent. In reality, the Boston Celtics, world champions just 2 years before, were a team on the verge of disarray.
But tradition and pride and 14 world championship flags do not reside on Causeway Street because of coincidence. Clearly, there was yet another challenge for Red Auerbach, and this was not the year to rest on laurels. The first order of business was to replace Bill Fitch. Auerbach once again turned inward to tap a member of the Celtics family. The 9th coach in Celtics history would be Casey Jones.
Red dropped his bomb on me in Chicago. Said, Case, are you interested in this job? And I said, I'm interested. And then he got on my bomb and put the cigar on one of these, and we were done. Then I'm on the plane coming back to Boston from Chicago. And I read, I'm the new head coach. So right away, I don't know where I am. So it was a trauma, and so I had to take a few days here to try to get myself together again. Came in and talked with Red, and we talked a couple times, and the second time I came in was when it happened.
There was speculation that Red would once again go outside the family. Bobby Knight, perhaps Jack McKinney, but Auerbach realized that it was the pressure of being the Celtics coach that finally undid Bill Fitch. He could never quite understand the mystique, and the expectations were always too high for someone outside the family. KC is family, the Garden his home, and Auerbach's choice was perfect. Too high for someone outside the family. KC is family. The Garden is home, and Auerbach's choice was perfect. Robert Parrish seconded the nod.
Peace of mind, a very relaxed atmosphere, and we need that. That's having KC as the head coach is going to be very positive for this ball club.
Bill Fitch's approach gave the team the needed discipline to vie for the championship. This veteran team was now ready for a change. ML Carr believed from the start that the soft-spoken KC would get better results.
The key word will be respect. He'll give respect to the players, but in turn he'll demand respect as a head coach here, and that's good.
And it was Kevin McHale who echoed the team's consensus.
I think he's a more personable guy. There'll probably be a lot more coach-player communication, and hopefully we'll win another championship. You know, I love to win one for Case. I think that's everybody's goal.
Step 2 involved the personnel. When Dennis Johnson became available, Rick Roby became expendable. On to step 3, Kevin.
story about a brave engineer. Casey Jones was the roller's name. On a 6-8 wheeler, boys, he rode to fame. Caller called Casey about 4:30. He kissed his wife at the station door. He climbed in the cabin with his orders in his hand. Said, "This is my trip to the promised land." Casey Jones climbed in the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones, leaning out the window, taking a trip to the promised land. Through South Memphis, yards on the fly, rain been a-falling and the water was high. Everybody knew by the engine's moan that the man at the throttle was Casey Jones. Well, Jones said, "Fireman, don't you fret." Sam Webb said, "I ain't a-giving up yet." We're 8 hours late with the southbound mail. Be on time or we're leaving the rails. Casey Jones climbed in the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones, leaning out the window, taking a trip to the promised land. Dead on the rail was a passenger train. Blood was a-boiling in Casey's brain. Casey said, "Hey, look out ahead, Sam, jump, Sam, jump." Oh, he did. Well, a hand on the whistle and a hand on the brake. North Mississippi was wide awake. I see railroad officials said he's a good engineer to be a-laying dead. Casey Jones climbed in the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones, leaning out the window, taking a trip to the promised land. Headaches and heartaches and all kind of pain are all a part of a railroad train. Sweat and toil, the good and the grand, are part of the life of a railroad man. Casey Jones climbed in the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones, leaning out the window, taking a trip to the promised land.
Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And know that notion just crossed my mind. This old engine makes it on time. Leaves Central Station about 8:45. It's Railroad Junction at 17:02 at 9:45. You know it's jamming again, jamming that train. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And know that notion just crossed my mind. Trouble ahead, oh, lady in red. Take my advice, you'd be better off. Switchman sleeping train, 102 is on the wrong track and headed for you. Driving that train. Casey Jones. Casey Jones. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And know that notion just crossed my mind. trouble with me. Got two good eyes, but you still don't see. Come round the bend, you know it's the end. The fireman screams and the engine just gleams. Driving that train. Casey Jones, you better. Casey Jones, you better. Watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. Driving that train. Casey Jones, you better. Watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. Driving that train out of cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. Driving that train out. Casey Jones, Casey Jones, Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, you know, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind.
We swept us. We came back with a lot of desire, a lot of guts, and played hard, and won one out there and came back home and got the job done.
Quinn Buckner.
We struggled for a while. We took a lot of heat as a team. Some individuals, they said the backcourt couldn't handle it. Our backcourt came through. Our trees came through up front. KC came through. This is typical of this. Front, KC came through. Came through. Our trees came through up front. KC came through. Our backcourt came through. Our trees came through up front. KC came through. This is typical of this organization. Got the pride. Got that pride!
ML Carr.
People talked about this team not having heart, this team being quitters. This team never quit. We realized everything that went on in the past. We realized what we were about now. Guys got in the trenches and said, we will not be denied our championship, and we got it.
Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright.
Love you, KC.
We're gonna have